Is Henry Cavill done for good playing Superman? I don't know. That's the question that I've got after reading all of this stuff about the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery. So stay tuned because we're going to unpack all of it. What's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. I'm coming to you guys off the dome. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about Henry Cavill and his future in the DCEU. Hey, man, I love Henry Cavill as Superman, so I really hope that he's not done and that he's planning on putting on the tights and the cape and coming back and being the best Superman on the big screen ever. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like Henry Cavill as Superman? So on the topic of Henry Cavill returning as Superman, he actually spoke with Perry Nemiroff, who works over at Collider, and he had this to say. He said, "I felt like Man of Steel was a wonderful opening story, an origin story to Superman. It left a lot of space for him to grow beyond that and become the hero that we recognize. Batman versus Superman took a hard turn down a darker route, and it was a Batman perspective story. So I didn't really show the aspects of Superman which I was very, very keen to show. Justice League Snyder Cut definitely lent into that a bit more. I had a bit more of a gentleness to the tone of the thing, but I would love to have the opportunity to play the Superman that we all know and love from the comics as a continuation of his development and we see the hero. That would be really, really exciting for me because there's an opportunity to tell a lot of interesting story there. It's just about finding the right hooks to have a character that is as good and idealistic as Superman, that there are wonderful opportunities to delve into what it's like to exist as him and those hardships that come with that. When you have to save everyone, how hard is that on you? That could be an interesting line to run." So there was another article that I found that, like I said, there's a huge shakeup going on with Warner Brothers. The Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, David Zaslav, he believes that DC dropped the ball with Superman, and he says that they really need to push the character more to the forefront moving forward. And basically, I mean, he's the CEO. It's like if Kathleen Kennedy for Star Wars were to say, "Yo, man, we kind of dropped the ball with Luke Skywalker. We need to make Luke more of a forefront if we're going to continue to make Star Wars movies that happen, after the rise of Skywalker." And since Luke is basically a Force ghost now, he would have to be like in a mentoring role, which means we'd have to have Jedi who can, communicate with the Force ghost. I guess, I don't know, but like you guys get what I'm saying. Like if Kathleen Kennedy were to say something like that, it would mean that we've got to find a way to make it work in the story where Luke is in a leadership position. He's more at the forefront. In the case of the DCEU, David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, is saying, "Yo, man, we really dropped the ball with Superman and we need to make him more prominent as we move forward with these other movie projects." So Henry Cavill's response to all of this is that he said he's simply waiting on DC to make the first move. He said, "I do still have the outfit just in case." And he's ready and waiting for phone calls. Now, I mean, there are other Superman projects coming from DC and the DCEU, even though the Man of Steel 2, I'm reading this from the article, as you guys can see, Man of Steel 2 is not being in active development. DC is working on 3 separate projects that'll feature members associated with the Superman emblem. Of course, Sasha, what's her last name? Calle. She's set to play Supergirl in the upcoming Flash movie. Michael Keaton is returning as Batman for that. He's also going to be he's also already on set for the Batgirl movie. So Michael Keaton is kind of this older Batman mentor. So whatever universe or whatever Earth that the live action movies are occurring in, at least whatever one that Ezra Miller's Flash and I guess Wonder Woman and Aquaman are on, like whenever that gets reset, it sounded like Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be there, and I don't know what's going to happen with Ben Affleck's Batman. I guess everything's getting rebooted, right? Just like they did with on the TV shows on the what is it, the WB? I don't know. I haven't watched any of that stuff since I moved over to Southeast Asia, so I'm really out of the loop when it comes to that. But on the topic of other Superman related projects, Michael B. Jordan's developing an HBO Max series focusing on Val Zod, the Superman of DC's Earth 2. Then we have the Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams Superman film that's going to feature a black Clark Kent. And Ta-Nehisi Coates stated earlier this week that he will be turning in a draft of the screenplay very soon, right? So we have other Superman projects that are happening on other Earths. So over on the Direct, they posted on this as well, and they said that it's great that the new leadership in charge seem to be coming to the same conclusions that many fans have been arriving at for a while, meaning that the DCEU, sorry, I don't know why I keep wanting to say DCU, right? But they lack a coherent creative and brand strategy, and big characters like Superman have been sitting in the corner for a long while, all because of one disappointing movie, right? They go on and say that, it's crazy that Henry Cavill and the Superman character, the main Superman character, has been sidelined, and they feel like Sasha is going to be excellent as Supergirl, but I mean, there's no Man of Steel. Now we have the Girl of Steel, and I'm not going to jump on the whole, this is the woke agenda in progress. I mean, you have Supergirl. Supergirl's a real thing. That's a character. But I mean, it does seem kind of weird that you don't have Superman, you don't have Batman. How is that going to work you don't have the world's finest, right? When you think of DC, you think Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, right? Those four characters is, when I was a little kid and we played superheroes, right? Now I used to get away with being Green Lantern because everybody wanted to be Superman and Batman. Green Lantern wasn't as popular for some reason, right? But Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, right? The big three. Martian Manhunter. Not a lot of people, more people know Martian Manhunter from the Justice League animated series, right? Dun, 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 dun. Right? Everybody know those characters are more popular now because of that animated series, right? But back, when I was growing up and you had the Super Friends, right? Everybody, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, right? And how much longer is Gal Gadot gonna want to play Wonder Woman? Now, I had this to say back a few years ago. I can't believe I've been in Southeast Asia going on 3 years now, right? I don't even know if I posted this video, but I mean, I've been saying it for a while that I felt like right now, magic-based characters is really where the DCEU can clean up. These lesser-known characters, you kind of build them up, right? And then you figure out a way to bring in the Flashes. And this was at the time before when we didn't really know what was going on with the Ezra Miller's Flash movie. And the fact that he's getting in all this legal trouble, we kind of don't know what's going on with his future with the DCEU. Right now, they're talking about they might end the Flash series, Grant Gustin's series, and fans are like, yo, man, get Ezra Miller out of there and bring in Grant Gustin, just reboot everything. So I feel like whatever the state of the DCEU, that main timeline that the movies exist on, right? We see what's going on there. If Supergirl is your main Kryptonian, okay, we've got something different. But what they did with Rebirth, where you had a Clark and a Lois and, their kid, they were displaced from another timeline, another Earth, and they were just kind of there observing. I think you could work in, right? We don't need another origin story for Kal-El, right? If you do Black Kal-El, let him have an origin story, but keep Henry Cavill if he wants to be like Thor, Chris, right? Where he's like, yo, man, yo, I'm all in, right? I'm gonna play Thor till the wheels fall off, till I'm, well, till I've got the Odin force and I look like Odin at this point, and I'm gray haired and got the patch and everything, the eye patch and everything. I want to play Thor until y'all don't want me no more, right? If Henry Cavill is down like that, and I kind of see him as the kind of guy who would, right? He said there's personal reasons that he wants to continue to play Superman because the Superman role changed his career, right? You look back at Henry Cavill before he did Immortals, he was not a physical guy. He was a skinny dude. Then he did that Immortals movie, the Greek Gods movie, and he got shredded for that. And then immediately he had to start bulking for Superman. And ever since then, he's played these physically intimidating or you noticed his size. He was a big dude, right? The Mission Impossible movie with me in a Mission Impossible movie, and he was a big bruiser type dude. And now Geralt and The Witcher, right? He's the big Witcher, big buff dude fighting monsters and stuff, right? Superman. This changed his career as an actor, the kind of roles that he would be playing in, right? From where he started out. What was he in, like The Tudors or something, where he was a pretty boy, skinny guy, right? So it's like, yo, man, I changed everything for this role. And, he stayed in shape. Like a lot of people do these action movies and they're like, yo, I don't really want to do this because I'm not dedicated to staying in shape. And here he is, right? So I'm like, yo, man, find your Kevin Feige person and figure out a way to make this work. I mean, I'm not even a comic book guy, right? So, I want to keep covering comic book type stuff, in addition to Star Wars. If I keep, continue to make videos for this channel, my martial arts channel keeps me busy and I love it. And that's where I'm trying to really make my money. This is for fun at this point. But my point is, they need to find somebody to find a way to make this work. You bring in the Superman from this other timeline. Like, you don't even have to acknowledge the Snyder verse and all of that stuff. But you bring him in, and you bring him in as some kind of a mentor to Supergirl. And the way I see it, right, if they're trying to really do this Marvel thing, right, where you've got sagas, everybody's got their individual, their story, and they all build up into a bigger story. That's what makes Marvel work, right? That's why, the phase we're in now, it's like, yo, man, we got Kang, and then we got all this multiverse stuff going on, and we got the Spider-Verse in the MCU, and like there's so many storylines and strands, and then there's whatever's going on Earth. I know we're heading into like the Secret Wars or something with Skrulls, and whatever Nick Fury's series is gonna be. Moon Knight is setting up some crazy stuff that could play out in Thor, right? I gotta do a completely separate Moon Knight video, so stay tuned for that, because I've been watching that. I'm liking that, right? Then we got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever they're setting up, right, where you might have Dark Avengers or something, right? You got this Madam Hydra chick. I don't think she's Madam Hydra yet, right? But she's going out. She's got her own U.S. agent, her own Captain America. She's got her own Widow working for her, right? What's her name? Svetlana or whatever. I don't remember. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Like they've got this whole other thing that they're setting up. The Kingpin, right? Echo, Daredevil. What's going on with all of them in street level heroes now, right? 2 Hawkeyes running around, right? So like the MCU has got all these there's individual stories, and then it's, how do all of these storylines connect? The DCEU hasn't done that because they tried to force the Justice League on us, and Snyder had his thing. I haven't even watched the Snyder cut because I just wasn't interested. They didn't, what's the wrestling term? They didn't put these characters over the way I felt like they should have, right? The MCU, one of my director friends, he talked about this. He was like, yo, man, the DCEU is trying to pigeonhole everything and give us everything all at once, right? And they're just trying to open the fire hose and just flood us with, we got superheroes, here's Superman, here's Batman, here's Wonder Woman, here's Aquaman, here's Flash, here's Cyborg, here's Darkseid, here's boom tubes, and we got lanterns that existed, and we got the gods of Olympus and all of this other stuff. And it's like, yo, man, ain't ready for all of that. Not yet. Like, give us a Superman story. Give us a Batman story. Give us Wonder Woman. Give us Aquaman. Let us know that, yo, man, these guys are all out here and they're doing their things. And then, there's some event that ties their villains and their stories together that makes them have to come together, right? Now, I mean, they did I know there was an animated movie where it's just you threw them all together. But I mean, those animated movies, that's for comic book fans who've already seen that. Those animated movies are like, because that was the New 52, right? And so comic book fans, basically, they want to see an animated version of what they read in the comic book. They can sit down an hour, 90 minutes and see the comic book animated and acted out and voiced out, and it's cool. But that might not necessarily work for, this big blockbuster film that's supposed to bring in the casuals like me. And the comic book fans are going to come, and if they don't like it, they're going to raise hell. The casuals like me, we don't know, but the fact that we don't know doesn't mean, oh, well, they don't know, so we can just no, because the folks that don't know are the ones, that's who you really got to sell to, right? You got to appease the comic book fans but sometimes you can piss them off, but sell to the casuals. And the casuals will keep coming back, even though, because the diehard fans are going to find issues with everything, right? It's like with Star Wars, right? The diehard Star Wars fans will read every book, know everything in the visual dictionaries and the guides, and they read all of the EU, or the EU. Yeah, it is the EU. All of, legends, and they're going to find fault in it because, I mean, just like, because they've got their idea of what's going to happen. I was about to say, look at what happened with The Last Jedi, where I literally got on here and said the day before I saw the movie, look, y'all, this is what's going to happen. And then when I came out and exactly what I said was going to happen was damn near on point. Right. And then, he's a shill. Disney paid me to predict the movie, and then I go in and watch it. Well, I mean, how is that narrative working out for you? No, I was like, yo, man, this is what's going to happen. All these people expecting this is, I don't know what to tell you, Holmes, but, so they need to do a better job of selling these stories to the casual fan, getting them excited. And, I don't know. I'm hoping that this Zaslav guy, that he is thinking along that same route. That, yo, man, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, excuse me, is enough to put butts in seats. But we got to give the casual fan something that they enjoy. Like Wonder Woman 1984, I said, hey, man, 5-year-old me would have loved it. When I went to see Supergirl, my grandma took me to see Supergirl. This was what I would have wanted to see back in 1984, ironically, right? But a lot of people didn't like it, right? And somebody can say what they want to say about me. It's not going to change the way I sleep. I can give a damn, right? My whole point is that the casuals are who you have to appease, right? You can't just piss off the diehards, right? Because they're gonna make noise either way. But if you appease the majority of the diehards, if they are appeased, they can sell the movie. It's the casuals. Once it hits the casuals where they come back 2 times, 3 times to see the movie, that's where, that's where you don't have that huge drop off after opening weekend, and you have more legs on the movie. And the way the future of the DCEU, I don't see how it doesn't work without a Superman. Now, Henry Cavill's talking about, we need to get back to the comic books. He's a geek. I know he's done his research and read all these different stories and everything else. And he's right, because a lot of people, even though I thought the Man of Steel was cool, I thought they were going New 52 all the way. And then you see Batman versus Superman, and it's like, this is not New 52, because you got this jaded Batman. Robin's dead. Like, I thought New 52, everybody's kind of young. They're just starting out. This is like the Dark Knight Batman, whereas old grizzled Batman, and he just stopped giving a damn and whatever. And, Zack Snyder, he had his vision, and, the people who love what his vision were, they were all for it. But I was just like, dog, I don't think this is going to work, man. Like, you've already blown your load and given us Doomsday, even though, I guess it wasn't really Doomsday. It was just, this is artificial Doomsday. Real Doomsday is still out there. And I'm like, you did the death of Superman. Superman died. Doomsday killed him. And now we got a bigger threat. Something worse is coming. And then Superman, Lois is going to die. And Superman's going to go and serve Darkseid. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like this? Okay, so after you wrap up this whole Darkseid, saga, where do you go from there? Like, you're just gonna do what, like 5 movies, and then what happens after that? Like, where do they go from there? Oh, now we giving you this dark story. Now we're gonna go back to happy campies. No, man, Superman is literally Samson, right? You can call him a sun god, whatever. Like, he's supposed to be bright, and I mean, his chest, the S on his chest, means hope to his people. But this doesn't really seem like a hopeful dude. Like, like, if you want to experiment with Superman and put him in a story where it's like, well, where can we go with Superman? What make it a different Superman? Don't make the Superman in the main continuity. Don't do it with that Superman. You got to give people a hopeful Superman. Some of y'all were like, yo, man, I don't want the Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Clark Kent, Black Kal-El. I don't want to see it. I do, because you know why? Because you can take chances with that Superman. They want to take chances with the black Superman. Well, we got a black Superman where you can get a good story. You can always do Calvin Ellis. You can always do Val Zod. But Black Clark Kent, who already, because there was like a Nubian universe that exists in the DCEU, where you had Black Clark Kent, you had a black Wonder Woman, Black Bat, everybody was black, right? Supposed to be this Nubian Earth, right? So you already had a Black Clark Kent, right? And I'm not a comic book guy, and I know that. Look it up, right? Look at the pictures from Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you see like all these different kinds of Superman, and one of them is a black Superman, right? Low cut Caesar with the deep waves. I don't know, right? But he exists, right? And I planned last year to talk more in depth about Ta-Nehisi Coates' super black Superman, and to shoot down all these different, it's wokeism and it's tokenism and it's blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, the character already existed. And they were like, well, why can't they just do another Hancock? Well, you know what? All the guys that said, why can't they just do Hancock? First off, Hancock is not a DC property. The Hancock movie was supposed to be something else, the way it started out. And do you know why one of the reasons Will Smith was chosen for the role? I mean, he was still Mr. July back then, but it was because Will Smith, they wanted, at one point in time, Superman Returns with Brandon Routh was supposed to have been Will Smith. Warner Brothers has been wanting to do a black Superman movie for 20 years. So, it's wokeism. Was it woke when they wanted to do it in 2005? Shut the fuck up, man. Some of y'all be on some bullshit, and that's one of the reasons why I had to come back and start doing videos on this channel, because some of y'all be on some bullshit, and I don't know, man. Some of these geeks, they don't want to call it out, but you know, like I said, I do this for fun, so I'm not afraid to call some of y'all out. You know, oh, you're picking on your fan. No, man, my fans aren't nuisances. Just because somebody watches my channel, don't necessarily make them a fan, right? Fandom Menace people watch me and they ain't fans. They watching me to talk smack in my and call me all kinds of stuff in the comments. So, you know, man, I know who the fans are, right? Because usually they're the ones who agree with me, or they say, yo, man, I didn't even think about it from that perspective. Like, I don't necessarily agree with you, but I hear what you're saying and I feel you, dog. Right? So, you know, but hey, man, some people out there, they just be on some, they hear what they want to hear, they get set in that, and that's it, right? You know, so, yo, man, like I said, if you want to experiment with Superman, there's plenty of ways to do it. It's plenty of ways to do it. You got infinite Earths. That means you can have infinite interpretations of Superman. But on the main continuity, you got to have a dude who stands for hope, right? Who is, you know, in the light, right? Who is supposed to be like the perfect man, the ideal man, right? And it's like, you can't, what Zack Snyder did. Now, and you know, somebody could say, well, Prince, you need to go watch the Snyderverse, the Snyderverse Justice League. Well, I don't really want to watch it. I don't have any. I already saw the Justice League that came out in theaters. I was okay with that Superman. He seemed happy, but I didn't really, and the reason I don't want to watch it is I don't really care for where the story was going. That's why I don't want to watch it, right? Like, what did I just say earlier? Like, you killed Superman, right? You already did Doomsday, right? You know, you got this dude who's, I can understand Superman being a loner and everything else, because, yo, man, he really is the last son of Krypton, and the only other Kryptonians he met, they wanted to kill him, basically. They tried to kill him. They tried to terraform the Earth into Krypton, and they didn't care about killing innocent people, right? You know, he snapped Zod's neck, and people were upset. They're like, Superman doesn't kill. He wouldn't have snapped Zod's neck. He would have found another way to save those people, you know. But that's the story. That's where Zack Snyder chose to go with it. And I'm not feeling it, you know. And I don't really, it's like if you start reading a book and you're like, I don't really like this book, you put it down and you just never pick it up again. I feel about, you know, the Zack Snyder Justice League, and I don't feel like I missed out on anything by not watching it. You know, and this guy, the CEO, he said, yo, man, we really have misused Superman up to this point. And to me, well, what movies has Superman appeared in? Zack Snyder's movies. So he's like, yo, man, we haven't used this guy right. He should be at the forefront of everything that we do. Right. So this thing that I've been saying all along about incorporating magic characters and letting them drive the story forward, let them do that. You got Black Adam. People are excited to finally see that. What? I've been reading about The Rock playing Black Adam since I was in the Navy. So what, at least 2007, 2008, right? So what, like 14 years we've been waiting on The Rock to be Black Adam, right? You got Shazam was dope. They're working on Shazam, the sequel. Wonder Woman's had 2 movies. Oh, Aquaman's movie comes out what, later this year, next year? and now the Flash is going to reboot everything, but still, what are the magic based characters doing? They're still kind of driving things, right? Are we getting Dr. Fate and Hawkman and there's a Zatanna project coming out? They're planning one. Like, let that drive the story. And then maybe something happens with Supergirl where it's like, she's magic can hurt her, right? And now she's got a challenge and she doesn't know what to do. And then ta-da, here comes Henry Cavill Superman as a mentor. I've dealt with this on my Earth. Well, where is your Earth? Well, I don't know what happened, but everything got reset and I ended up here, and I've just kind of been watching you from a distance, just like with Superman and Rebirth. And now you have this older Superman because she's a super girl, not superwoman. She's a super girl. And you have Superman who comes in to mentor his cousin, right? That's how I would do it. And then that branches off. And now you can, if you don't want to do another Man of Steel, you don't want to do a solo Superman, you just have Henry Cavill show up as, he swoops in, just like Luke Skywalker and the Mandalorian swooped in and, scooped up Grogu and saved the day. It's like at any moment, any point in time, you can have Henry Cavill show up in all these different movies until you decide how you're going to do a Superman solo story, or, you bring everything together, right? And then, the fact that you can do multiple Earths, multiple timelines, I don't know, man. Maybe you have some kind of way where you have this Superman. I'm sure there's something like that, some equivalent in the comic books. This Superman that's capable of traversing through all these different places in the multiverse and showing up anywhere. He's like this omnipotent Superman figure. And that way you can continue to have Superman stories with another Kal-El character who's younger, and this older Superman keeps showing up, right? He could eventually become the Kingdom Come Superman, right? You could go any number of ways if you have a creative person who takes charge of this stuff. So I don't know, man. Like that's me. I'm going completely off the dome. I had no script, no notes. And this is my first video on this channel in like a year, I think. I don't know. So I kind of rambled on. I didn't mean to, but later I'll be more concise with my thoughts. But like I said, this is off the dome. I might go 5 minutes. I might go 50 minutes. Who knows? But I'm interested in hearing from you guys about Superman, Henry Cavill, and the DCEU. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. And that's really all I got for this one. So thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.